What's going on, everyone? Sam here. I'm going to be doing our first breaking down the trade video. If you guys don't remember, a couple of videos ago, we did our biggest trade ever at a sports card show as a dealer. And I'm going to be showing you guys my thought process kind of before, during, and after the trade, what I was thinking, and why ultimately we ended up doing the deal. So as you can see here, my guy Bryce walked up and he immediately pointed to my Conor McGregor prizm PSA 10 blue out of 199. Now, I've had this card for a while, so immediately I was interested in doing a deal with him because I kind of want to move on from the card. Maybe I can get some liquidity out of the card and get some cards that might be a little bit easier for me to move. Let's see what happens next.
Have you looked at this over yet?
Have I looked it over? Yeah, it's just off center, so I don't want to send it in. So at this point, Bryce is also interested in my Desmond Bane choice out of 88. And the Bane is something that I'm also not into for very much. He immediately asked if I've looked it over, so I'm thinking that he might be interested in grading it. So the next thing I did was I asked him if he had anything for trade because it was probably pretty obvious that he didn't want to pay full cash value for the Conor McGregor. So I wanted to see what he had for trade. Maybe he had some liquid stuff that I might be interested in. Do you have anything for trade, or are you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you mind if I look?
Did you buy that or pull that or?
I bought it raw and I graded it.
I definitely like that.
So here it was kind of interesting because Bryce asked me if I bought the card or I pulled it, and I told him that I had bought it raw and graded it. So immediately he knows that I actually don't have that much money into the card. So he's probably thinking this is something that he might be interested in moving. Let's take a look at what he has for trade. I have one of these. I didn't even put it out today. It's this exact card.
You like the jaw?
I do. It's just kind of all over the place, and I worry that it's not a true gem. So the biggest thing that stood out to me here was the Ja 9.5 Optic Holo. Obviously, Ja was a very important player going into the All-Star break, probably one of the hottest players in the league, potential MVP candidate. And so I knew that Ja was liquid. So I wanted that Ja. Also, the Zion Optic Purple PSA 10 became a very important card in this trade discussion. It's a card that I already had one copy of, and I'm in it for pretty high. So I wanted to do something which is called buying down. And basically what it means is you double down on an asset that you already have. You lower your cost basis by buying more shares of the stock at a lower price. So I wanted another copy of the Zion Purple just so I could lower my cost basis on the Zion Optic Purple that I already had. Did you do like this and 400? So here comes the first offer. I offered him the Conor McGregor for the Ja plus $400. My value for the McGregor is right around $750 cash. So my thought was I could probably get around $350 out of the Ja and then $400 cash. This actually ended up being probably his best value offer that I gave him during the trade, but I think he was more interested in trading out of some more cards and getting into bigger cards. So let's take a look what else we could find in his box.
Do you like the Herbert too?
I do like the Herbert, but it's a situation that I'm hesitant to trade, you know, a low-numbered prizm pop 10 for like a pop 200 base card. You know what I mean? So we were doing some normal posturing here where I was saying I don't want to trade my low pop Conor McGregor for, you know, a blue scope Justin Herbert PSA 10 where there's a bunch of them. It was just kind of to get him to realize that like he was getting the biggest card in the deal, which is obviously something that he already knew, but I think it made him more willing to give up more value when he's trading up for the bigger card. I mean, I like that too, just for like a cheap Ja. If we put this in, I give you those two, and
I'd have to be like those two 150 cash.
I don't think I can do that much. You do like 80? So the next offer, I offer him the Conor McGregor and the Desmond Bane for the Herbert, the Ja Optic Holo, and the Zion PSA 10 Purple Optic. He wanted to get 150 cash out of it. I was only willing to offer him 80 cash. I then upped my offer to 100 cash and he lowered his to 125. At this point in time, I kind of realized that the big holdup in this deal was actually the Zion Optic Purple, and he really wasn't willing to let it go for anything less than about $150 to $170 worth of value. So when push came to shove, I just decided, you know what, maybe it's better if I just leave this Zion out of the trade. Ultimately, what we did is we ended up settling on adding in the pink Ja, the blue scope Herbert PSA 10, and the Ja Morant 9.5 Optic Holo for the Conor McGregor and the Desmond Bain, plus he added about $30 cash on top of the deal. Now, the main reason that I did this deal, people would say, well, at the beginning of the video, you said that you didn't want to trade a Pop 200 Herbert for a Pop 10 Conor McGregor.
I'm hesitant to trade, you know, a low numbered prizm Pop 10 for like a Pop 200.
But the reason I did this deal is I've been sitting on that McGregor for about 3 months now, and I wanted to get liquidity out of it. And sure enough, the next day, I ended up selling both the Herbert and the Jaw Optic Hollow on eBay. I was able to cash out for around that $750 mark, which is what I was looking for the McGregor. So for me, it was worth it to trade out of the bigger card. He got the bigger card. He got the card he wanted. I got some liquidity. We both leave happy. Bryce already hit me up on Facebook. Incredibly nice guy. And I look forward to doing more deals in the future. So that's going to wrap it up for today's deal. Hope you guys liked breaking down the trade, and we'll see you next time.